When Epic Universe opens next year, themed entertainment may be changed forever. You may be thinking, I'm over exaggerating, but I'm not. This park is going to be an incredible achievement and will feature some groundbreaking experiences. Today, in the second episode of Why I'm So Excited for Epic Universe, I want to talk about Dark Universe, why I'm so excited for it, and what this land could mean for the future of the themed entertainment industry. Before the video starts, I would like to apologize if my voice sounds a little bit off. I am a bit sick right now. Thank you all for understanding. Right now, we are 151 days away from the opening day of Epic Universe. Not like I'm counting or anything. Entering through the magnificent Kronos Tower, you will enter Celestial Park, where you can enter 4 different portals that will take you to 4 different worlds. Now, I would love to talk about every world today, but I don't want to keep you all here for over an hour listening to me yap about this park. So let's head to the back of the park where we can find the most ominous portal in the park, the portal for Dark Universe. I want to start by talking about the entrance experience for Dark Universe. Every Epic Universe world is accessed via a portal, which are each themed to their corresponding world. Dark Universe's portal features a large electricity tower at the top, which teases guests for the experiments found in the land. The portal has been engulfed by large and foreboding tree roots. This portal is magnificent and grand and sets the scene perfectly for what guests will find inside. It really builds anticipation for the world. Written on the portal is the quote, "It's alive, which will definitely be useful for those who do not know what the land is, as there is no main sign that says Dark Universe on it, as that would not make sense in the story. But now, let's enter the portal and experience Dark Universe. Upon exiting the portal for Dark Universe, we have what feels to me like it's kind of like an opening credits sequence for the land, which teases guests on what they will experience in the land as you wind your way through this cemetery. The cemetery will also have some photo opportunities as seen here. Then, once you have made your way through the cemetery, you will find yourself in Darkmoor, a fictional village created just for Dark Universe. Before we explore Darkmoor, let's talk about what Darkmoor is and what it represents. Senior Creative Director for Dark Universe, Peter Carcio, said, "We created a village and a world beyond it where not only can these stories come together, but new stories can come in as well. Now you're in the same place where all those stories come together, but it's the current day." Throughout the announcement video from Universal, we learned all about the village of Darkmoor. It is this strange and unusual village filled with the stories of the monsters, from the wandering musicians and performers, to the monster hunters, to the Dawes Steakhouse, the 2 main rides, and everything else. Darkmoor is where these stories come to life. Luring you to the end of the main village street is Dr. Victoria Frankenstein's Manor, the home of the main ride in the world, Monsters Unchained, The Frankenstein Experiment. Monsters Unchained, The Frankenstein Experiment is going to be a game changer. As Greg Hall from Universal Creative said, "What I want guests to say is, that was one of the scariest things I've ever done in my life, and you have to try it. It's hard to scare people these days. We want to make sure they have fun and they see something they'll never forget." As you can see in this quote, Monsters Unchained, The Frankenstein Experiment is going to be a terrifying experience. The incredible Universal Creative team members behind this ride have been touting it as one of the scariest rides ever made. When you enter through Victoria's Manor, you're going to be met with this grand entry room with a massive staircase on either side and electricity whizzing throughout the building. Here, Victoria has already brought her own creation to life, but we are here for something bigger. We will watch as she attempts to tame Dracula, the most dangerous monster, and fails as we are then chased by Dracula and other monsters throughout the catacombs on a terrifying adventure. Greg Hall has also said, "Imagine what could happen in a Monsters ride when there is a sense of touch. You'll literally be able to feel the characters breathing." This ride seems utterly spectacular in every way imaginable, and that's not all. Universal shared a first look at the cutting-edge animated figures that will be featured throughout the attraction. In total, there will be 14 of these incredibly fluid figures throughout the attraction. I will never forget watching the video put out by Universal for the first time and being in disbelief over the fluidity of these figures. This ride experience is going to be terrifying. There is something to be said about physical monsters attempting to grab you as you narrowly escape their clutches. Like, look at this Wolfman figure. That is going to be a crazy encounter. It looks like he is going to lunge right at us. The ride vehicles also show how close and personal we will be able to get to the monsters. Since there is nothing in front of us besides an over-the-shoulder restraint, I would assume that these monsters are going to get pretty close to us. Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment is my most anticipated ride in Epic Universe. This ride looks like it is going to be setting a new bar for how scary a ride can be. I am fully prepared to wake up at 3 in the morning just to wait outside the gates of the park and then head over to Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment to try to be one of the first of the day on it. It is going to be so hard to stay spoiler free for this ride, but I'm going to do my best. I am so excited to check out this ride next year. Monsters Unchained is not the only ride though. Further back in the forest is Curse of the Werewolf, a family spinning coaster. On Curse of the Werewolf, we entered the Guild of Mystics, where Maliva, the leader of this guild, warns us that we bear the mark of the werewolf. We are then sent on a thrilling ride where we try to avoid the clutches of the werewolves. After heading into the old Darkmoor Armory, we narrowly escape the clutches of a werewolf before returning to the camp and being told that we have been changed forever. Curse of the Werewolf looks like it's going to be a great family coaster. It complements Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment perfectly, being a more tame ride for everybody in the family to experience together. Curse of the Werewolf is going to do a great job at balancing out the fear in the land with something for the family, and is sure to be a popular ride. I can't wait to get a ride on this coaster and be transformed into a werewolf. Of course, Darkmoor is filled with a wide variety of food and beverage locations. Das Steakhouse is a restaurant run by vampires. The vampires live in the catacombs right below the restaurant, waiting to be fed. In the restaurant, there will be art that shows the history of Darkmoor and some of the vampire culture. Das Steakhouse expands on the story of Dark Universe in a great way. Escaping the vampires, we find the Burning Blade Tavern, the perfect location for a drink and to spark a conversation. Like the windmill in the 1931 movie Frankenstein, the Burning Blade Tavern will be engulfed in flames every 20 minutes. This is going to be a sight to behold, watching something burn right in front of you. Inside, you'll be able to find the monster hunters in Darkmoor. You'll be able to see the trophies on display and hear stories from them about their adventures. The Burning Blade Tavern is for sure going to be one of the most popular spots in Epic Universe to go grab some drinks. The Burning Blade Tavern is for sure going to be one of the many iconic landmarks in Epic Universe. Now that we've highlighted some of the major offerings inside of Dark Universe, I want to talk about why this world is so important and what it could mean for the future of the themed entertainment industry. This is the first time that we have seen a major theme park chain devote an entire land to horror. Of course, Universal is known for their fantastic seasonal Halloween Horror Nights event, but that event is only ran after the park closes for the night for a couple months in the year. This is the first time that a section of the park is filled with the same quality as an event like Halloween Horror Nights every day of the year, all day long. Of course, I highly doubt that Dark Universe is going to go as hard as HHN with its scares, but it certainly won't try to hold back on scaring guests. I could definitely see some more frightening themed entertainment experiences open up because of the success of Dark Universe. Fans have really been craving some permanent horror-themed attractions in these theme parks. We really have not seen a real horror-themed attraction from a major themed entertainment company since Alien Encounter opened at the Magic Kingdom in 1995, which ended up closing 8 years later in 2003. Since then, themed entertainment has played with the idea of new permanent attractions that are designed to scare their riders, but nobody has done a fully terrifying experience since then. Revenge of the Mummy and Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey come to mind when thinking of rides that try to incorporate a bit of fear into their attractions, but I would not consider them truly terrifying experiences. I would argue that Dark Universe, specifically Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment, is the first time we have gotten a terrifying ride since 1995. Now, we don't know how scary the ride is going to be, but Universal is really advertising it as one of the scariest rides ever created. This is something that we've wanted for so long, and I'm so grateful that this is actually happening. Dark Universe is a pretty powerful place. It's a place for connections and acceptance, where we learn that we are more alike than we are different. As Peter Carcillo from Universal Creative said, "To me, Dark Universe is about acceptance. A lot of these monsters, they're the outsiders. They're the ones that are looking for a connection." This quote is pretty powerful. It shows one of the meanings behind Dark Universe: acceptance. A small amount of these monsters are actually evil. A lot of them are simply misunderstood and labeled as evil by society. Although these are strange and frightening looking monsters, we are really more alike than we are different. It's a pretty powerful message, I think. Dark Universe is going to change the game. I think it has the potential to create lasting effects in the themed entertainment industry. This is the first time that any of the major players have even attempted a permanent land around horror. This is something that's going to resonate with people like never before. This is something that people are going to want to come back and experience again and again. Stepping off of Monsters Unchained for the first time is going to be a pretty incredible feeling, knowing that you can conquer more than you think. Wandering through the world with a spooky atmosphere while enjoying a snack, maybe watching a talented performer play some music, is going to be a magical experience. A lot of Dark Universe is original storytelling, which is something that makes it so exciting for me. We have never seen Darkmoor before. We don't really know what to expect because it's completely new. We are going to be able to have that feeling of discovery. That is one of my favorite things about this land, getting to explore a completely new location and discover its story and all of its secrets. The Universal Classic monsters have an incredible legacy. Without these characters and their movies, Universal would most likely not be around today. These characters saved Universal all those years ago, and they are most deserving of their own world in Epic Universe. As Peter Carcillo from Universal Creative said, it's the place that you've been waiting for nearly 100 years. Before we end, I wanted to thank everybody who is working so hard to get Dark Universe and the rest of Epic Universe open to us by May 22nd, 2025. I'm so excited to see all of your work next year. We're almost there. And thank you all so much for watching this video. It would mean the absolute world to me if you left a like on the video and subscribed to the channel. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by May 22nd, 2025, which you may already know is the opening day of Epic Universe. Leave a comment down below letting me know if you're excited for Dark Universe and which world you want the next video in the series to cover. Thank you so much for watching.